This day, the 13th of May 2021, all Abaconians and especially Kai Mills would love to have a debate. Put everybody together. It's all one Abaco. Boy, those days that we dreamt about being independent. If we were independent during and after Hurricane Dorian, our monies would have been better spent to get our infrastructure up and running. You imagine all the valves that they change in the water. It doesn't really make a difference. The pipes that are laid in the ground were there from I was a boy 55 years ago. That would have done the residents of Abaco and probably stopped somebody from getting cancer from all that asbestos in those 55-year-old pipes. In Treasure Key, would have been a good time to dig all them up because they had the money. We got the VAT money, we got the hurricane money. You want to see how much money that the F&M got? Wait until the election. But I'm talking about a debate. The person that should be the lead dog in the debate should be my member of parliament, Darren Henfield. He's a lawyer. He's a preacher. He's the minister. And he's an MP. We had such debate in the library in Treasure Key for all the people that were running in the last election. The only person that didn't show up was my minister, Darren Henfield. The reason he didn't show up because he's been missing for 35 years. These 4 years it'll be almost 40 years since the member of parliament for North Abaco have lived on Abaco. Even after the hurricane, he spent more time absent. We've seen more of the backs of him than the front. I did that video in 2017 that we'll see more of the backs of our MP than the front, especially with the ministry that he had and have. But guess what? Because the world was closed down, my MP didn't have to travel all over the world. Only traveling he would do was back and forth to Abaco. I see him most weekend coming and leaving. A matter of fact, yesterday, the 13th, I was shocked. He usually have all sort of policemen around him, but yesterday he had the chairman of the F&M, Mr. Culmer, and Chad Sawyer was driving my member of parliament in his car along with Vandia Stewart. For them driving. I have not seen any of the people that supported my MP being driven with him yet, just him and his brother. I wonder how is that going to work for election. But my question is, during the debate, I would like to know, what plans does the F&M government have for North Abaco? Because the Prime Minister said that his next term, he will concentrate on the poor. Like, wow, we got to suffer another year under this government if that's what they're proposing. What plans do you have that gonna bring us back to some normalcy? You said you're not gonna build a house for all the elderly people in North Abaco that lost their home, didn't have any jobs, living off NIB. What about these people? One thing that we would like to know, what happened to all the monetary funds that were collected? You all have stopped telling us how much monies that was collected on our behalf. Next question would be, what happened to the VAT money? That's one of the reasons you guys campaign so heavily. The VAT money, there's billions out there. Well, you've been in the government 4 years. and no answer to where and when the VAT money will be told to the Bahamian public and the correct amount. A matter of fact, one of the questions would be in the debate, has the FNM government lived up to any of the promises that they have promised to Bahamians? And what promise does ABACO expect to get going forward? I wonder if the nominee for the PLP North ABACO knows the issues that are concerning us. I know what he's campaigning on because he's campaigning to my people, but that is not going to sell. Then you have South ABACO that has the nominee for the FNM. What is the issues? Does she know the issue? Can she speak to the issue? You know, you got to marry the two. We have an MP that don't speak. He drives by. He reminds me of Hubert Ingram. Back those days when the road wasn't paved, when he passed Blackwood, all you could see was clouds of smoke. I would ask, who is that? That is Hubert Ingram trying to dock us. One thing different this time is that Hubert Ingram would not be going around with Henfield this time. You see, that marriage being over the first day, that's the first time that Hubert had ever been used. Darren used Hubert to campaign. After that, Hubert Ingram, non-existing. But the issues, the main issues, if the government cannot fix their infrastructure, how could they fix our lives? That should have been priority one. Last night again, no water. All day, the water was off. This is one vexing issue that the government haven't fixed since the hurricane. No water in the pipes. The road all dig up. People are still on generators. When is the help that people paid for? I'm not talking about the government. If the government would have met the NGOs halfway, you know how far we would have gone? And just Abaconians, just think about the NGOs not here. You know where we'll be if the NGOs didn't come in here? We'd have still been sleeping in the cars outdoors because 90% of us didn't have insurance and we lost everything. These are the issues that is vexing the Abaconians, the monetary funds that were collected, and still no answer, not even a meeting. How could you come to people, the FNM candidates, and say, elect me as an FNM candidate again, when 18 months after the hurricane, neither FNM candidate has spoken to their constituents yet? That is mind-boggling. Not one iota, like if they are representing cattle. And every now and again, they bring a trailer of them old clothes and throw them old clothes on them. Every now and again, they hold the material. I believe they were going to hold those material if Kai Mills wasn't have the bravery to go out there and Spring City Road and did the video. Those material would have still been there rotten. As a matter of fact, their some of them are still there where they didn't burn up after being embarrassed by my video. They prefer to let the material go bad and burn it up before they bring it to the residents of Dunderstown, Central Pines, and Murphytown. These are the stuff I want to know. Why did this happen? I want to know why we haven't got the monetary funds that were donated. Who is holding? Then we look at the millions of dollars that Bakers Bay had to build 47 homes. When are these homes going to start? after the election, because it doesn't look like they're going to start before the election. If somebody gave you millions of dollars 18 months ago, something ought to have happened. Then we're in hurricane season today. We're starting hurricane season. There's a group that were building a multi-purpose hurricane gymnasium. They broke the ground late October, early November. To date, these guys have the money. What happened? Was it that the government was forcing these guys to put the money in their account? And these foreign people were smart enough to say, we don't trust the government? And the government would say to them, well, if you don't trust us, you could go with your money. Is that the kind of representation we got? Because the government wanted to manage the people's money, we are left without a hurricane shelter. What if a hurricane would have come on our doorstep? These foreign people had an idea. They had a building that they should have started already. But because of the lack of management and the lack of care, these people has disappeared. Where are they? When is the hurricane shelter gonna start? And hurricane season is here, and we're still in the dome. This is one of these Kai Care video, wishing that we could get a debate to talk about the issues that are concerning the North Abaco. Kai cares, that's why he's here. Bring the debate on. Kai is ready. Are you ready to discuss important issues that should have been dealt with 18 months ago? Kai cares, that's why he's here on WCAY. What if?